Hello, good evening, and welcome to an all-new season of Coach's Corner, now streaming live and free on the OH.Report in a collaboration with WBCO and WQEL. You can hop over on their Facebook pages and watch it right here and now. My name is Brian Skowronski. I'm going to be your host for the first 3 weeks of this show, and make sure throughout the duration of tonight's program, if you have any questions for any of the coaches or athletes that are on here, get them in, type them in on Facebook or YouTube, and towards the end of their segments, we will make sure that all of your questions are answered. And tonight, we begin this season with Buckeye Central. We've got the football team hanging out with us here tonight. So without further ado, let's meet them all. We've got the head coach, Chad Jensen, with us. Thanks for being with us here tonight, Coach.
Thanks for having us, Brian. This is great. This is a great setup.
I think we're going to have a great time here tonight. We also have senior wide receiver / defensive back, Heath Jensen. He's here as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. That's right.
My guy. And then also senior quarterback and strong safety, Derek Steen.
I'm glad to be here.
Woo! Happy to have you guys all here. Coach, I already told you beforehand, but you do have a challenge flag. You've got a whistle at your disposal. So at any time, if one of your guys, if you feel like they're just not answering a question up to par, make sure that you take matters into your own hands. Get that flag out there, and we'll take care of it.
Got it. Sounds good.
Fellas, let's start with some summer football action because, hey, that's where we are right now. We're not even to the first day of actual training camp yet. So just tell me about maybe some of your favorite parts. What do you like about the summer portion of football?
Well, I'm a wide receiver and DB, so I get to do a lot. You know, linemen can't really do much without pads, but receivers, we can catch a lot of passes and play some good defense, and I really love doing that.
And as a quarterback, how valuable is this time for you getting together with guys like him and maybe some dudes that you haven't played with yet to try to get some of that rapport together before the season actually starts?
Yeah, no, it's very important to us, the 7-on-7 type stuff. It's important to get that chemistry together before the season begins.
What have you guys liked so far about 7-on-7s? Maybe just you two together. How's that connection at this point?
Pretty solid.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You know, throwing with each other for like 4 years now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not dialed in by now, I mean, what are you guys waiting for at this point, huh? Coach, what are some of the hurdles you would say are associated with the summer break and then trying to get athletes that technically are supposed to be out of school to come, commit, and be part of the program?
Yeah, you know, I mean, one thing about our kids at Buckeye Central, they're all committed to their sports. You know, we really don't have a whole lot of problems with our kids showing up, you know. I mean, they show up for basketball, they show up for baseball, they show up for football, they show up for our girls' sports, volleyball, basketball, et cetera. You know, that they're out there running right now for cross country. So, you know, our kids at Buckeye, you know, our kids, you know, love to compete and they participate and a lot of our kids are doing things. So, you know, we're really for us, I mean, you know, we've been very fortunate in my 5 years as head coach at Buckeye Central that we really haven't had a whole lot of problem with kids showing up. I mean, they do. I mean, sometimes, you know, you get it here and there, but typically, you know, with our kids, I know where they are. If they're not there, they communicate, and that's all we can ask for.
And when I talk to a lot of coaches at the high school ranks, they're basically saying that it's like a 10-month job around the clock because you're always doing some type of training or making sure that you're connecting with the kids and keeping the activity. So during summertime, who's even got to go on a summer break vacation? Any of you guys?
Yeah, we were both just in Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, you know, we do breaks based on our sports, you know, because I'm also the baseball coach. So we do, you know, everything, you know, vacations and stuff we do is based on when we aren't doing our sports. You know, we have a dead week at Buckeye, which is great during the 4th of July, and we'll do stuff during that. And a lot of times during the fair, you know, my kids don't have animals or anything like that. So that's a week that we don't do a lot of football because a lot of our kids are doing stuff at the fair.
Yeah.
So last week, you know, we had the weight room open, but we didn't do any football activity simply because our kids do a lot of that. And that's good. We want them to do that. But that's about the only time.
I got to hear a little bit more about Tennessee. Where'd you guys go and what'd you do?
I went to like Pigeon Forge area, and we just did a whole bunch of. There's a lot to do there, right? So we just looked at the mountains and went zip lining and stuff like that.
So is that scary at all, or are you kind of an adrenaline guy?
I like it. It's not really scary for me, but for him over there, it was pretty scary.
Yeah, hey, I have no interest in being 540 feet above the Smoky Mountains. That doesn't interest
With
me.
you. Yeah,
But
I'll
I
make
did
the
it,
videos.
though.
I'll watch.
Oh man, there's pictures out there probably floating around the internet somewhere.
I hope so. We'll look them up on the Twitter after the show.
Right.
And Derek, did you get to go as well? Did you say?
Yeah, we went with my family, of course. We didn't go with the Jensens, but we did like tubing, go-karts, like golfing, that type of stuff. We were in the same area as them.
Very cool. Did you overlap at all, or did you?
I went
trips?
a week earlier than he did.
Oh, kind of, scoped it out, made sure that you had all the local touristy places. Tell them about that. That's cool. All right, guys. Well, to get loose here today, we're going to start off with a game that we're calling 10 Spin. So let me explain how this works. As you can see up on the screen, numbers are just bouncing around. What we have is 10 questions. Each number is related to a specific question about members of the team or activities, other things in the Northern 10, so it's all random. So what we're going to do, we'll start with Derek. So we'll let you go first. Just tell my producer when to stop, and then I'll ask you the question associated with that number.
Stop.
All right, so we're going to go with number 6, and question number 6 is, name a TV show or movie that you're a little bit embarrassed to admit that you watch.
Probably The Summer I Turned Pretty.
I'm not aware. Where's that one stream at? Where you see that at?
It's on Netflix.
Okay. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen
Summer I seem pretty. We got some bulletin board material here for him, don't we?
Yeah, no doubt. Great start. All right. Next up, we'll have you go here.
Alrighty. Stop.
All right. Looks like Heath is going to go with number 9. Who is your celebrity crush and why?
Probably like Selena Gomez. I don't know. She just.
I think it goes without
hot.
saying. Right? Do we need an explanation? No. She's pretty talented. She even got. Is she the one with her own cooking show during
I'm
COVID?
not sure.
Yeah, I think she could whip up a meal.
Yeah, she probably
for you
can.
Too. So she sings, she dances, and she cooks. That's a winning formula.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. This one's on you.
All right. Stop.
All right, number 2. The player on the team with the worst sense of style is.
I don't know. We have all kinds of cute fun. Probably me, because I wear shorts from 20 years ago that come back in style. I think they make fun of me. I always keep my practice plan out and put it in my shorts. I think they make fun of me when I do that, but probably me. I would just say me.
It's probably always good to turn the attention on questions like that towards you, Coach.
Right.
Way to answer correctly.
Listen, I wear shirts that are older than these guys, so that's...
Yeah, you're borderline getting this, but we'll let it slide for this one. All right, let's do one more round here. Back to Derek's.
Stop.
All right, number 10. Which player on the team has the worst diet plan? Who's always eating like a pig?
Lance Cole.
Now, what does Lance Cole like to get into? What's his guilty pleasure?
Probably like Doritos. I don't know, like Twinkies. He always is eating like goldfish before practice and stuff like that.
So that's 3 right there. Yeah, probably not recommended in the nutrition plan, is it, Coach?
Probably not. No, but Lance... Take it for Lance. There
Bag
you
of
go.
Doritos.
All right, let's do another round here with Heath.
Alrighty. Stop.
All right, number 9. Oh, you already
I did
answered
that
this
one,
one.
yeah.
Do you have a
All right.
second celebrity crush?
Um.
Who's your backup plan? If Selena doesn't work out, who are you going to call?
Probably like
Margot Robbie.
Again, that's Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie just recently
said.
came out.
All right, Coach. We'll do one more with you,
Okay.
then we'll move on here.
All right. Stop. Nope. Nobody. There you go.
All right, number 3. Your least favorite team in the Northern 10 Conference is because why?
Gotta throw the flag on.
Challenging himself.
Yeah, I'm challenging myself.
I gotta meet fire with fire here.
I don't know. I really don't want to say. You gonna make me say?
Well, I'm sure that you respect everybody.
I do respect everybody.
But
just say.
I respect all the teams. The ones that I don't like the most, I think, are all of them. How about that?
Oh,
All of them.
the whole other 7.
The whole other 7.
Yeah,
How about that? I know that's not the answer you wanted, but that's what we're gonna stick with.
All right. Well, let's follow up some of these fun questions. Let's get into some tough ones now, Coach. 10 wins for BC over the last 7 seasons. What do you think has kind of been missing from the formula around there? You've been there for a few years now. What do you got to do to get over the hump and start being a contender in the league?
Well, it's numbers for us. We're the smallest school in our league by far, and our kids compete every game. and we're at a disadvantage every game in our league because every school most of them are double our size in enrollment, and so I'm happy with our kids' effort every game. If you look at our non-league record over the last 10 years, we have a winning record in non-league because we play schools our size. So when we get in our league, our kids compete. We compete well, and everybody will tell you that. But it's hard when we're playing 14 or 15 varsity kids and Crawford or some others are platooning, and they play 30 kids at the varsity level. It's hard for us, but our kids. One thing I love about our kids, we don't make excuses, and we know the league we play, and it's tough, and it challenges us, and our kids compete every day, and they come to work every day, and so the biggest thing for us is just go out there and compete, and our kids give the best effort they can.
Well, I learned today from my guy Dan Messerschmidt that you're a Waynedale guy, so you've seen them back-to-back state chips now in baseball.
Right.
What do you see from a team like that allows them to be successful not just one year, but then they followed it up?
Yeah, I think they have they have a lot of talent for one. I watched them play both years, and they have a lot of talent. And again, they got a lot of dudes. They got a lot of kids. They got a lot of kids. They're in their league. They're right in the middle enrollment wise. So they got a lot of kids, and they got a lot of kids that play a lot of baseball. They got a lot of kids that, for baseball wise, that's what they do. And so I think for that it's just that perfect storm for them. They got good baseball players and good kids and good families, and it all works out for them.
Derricks, I got to hear from you on this. You guys went 3-0 out of the gates last year. I remember we were very excited to see your guys' potential once you got into the league. And then, of course, you did not end up winning a Northern 10 game. Like Coach just said, you guys don't have enough players on the team sometimes. I wanted to hear from you, though. What did you think it was that ended up working out of your favor where you didn't end up getting a conference win after you were so hot out of the gates?
I just think we struggled with the speed of the N10. It's definitely different playing those first three and then coming and playing Mohawk throughout the gate or Cary, teams like that.
Sure.
They're just naturally faster than us.
What type of motivation is that for you? Is that something is that bulletin board material for you to think about?
Yeah, well, of course it is, yeah.
Do you like to put little sayings or losses, numbers on your wall, or are you one of those kind of guys?
We got a challenge flag out here for the coach.
Don't say anything. We try not to say much around here. Because everybody's going to be watching this, so we got to be careful what we say, yeah. But yeah, we have, Dave to fill in for him, yeah, we do, we try to motivate her.
Well, let's talk about the conference this year, Heath. I think during your 3 years, you guys have maybe had one win so far in the Northern 10. Why will it be different this year for Buckeye Central?
I feel like our class is some of the biggest motivators that we have, the senior class, and now that we're seniors, we can lead more. And we're just trying to get our kids excited and ready to play football, and hopefully it can change this year.
Talk about that role change, because your junior class, very, very small, so a lot probably falls on your shoulders, falls on the quarterback's shoulders, certainly the two seniors here. What have you had to develop as a leader over maybe the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a change because obviously when you're younger, you don't really lead as much, but yeah, we just try our best to go out there and get the energy up a little bit, because most of the time, we don't really think we can win every game, and that's something we need to change, because most games we just go, oh, we're just going to get beat because they beat us every year, whatever. We got beat by 70 last year. Let's just go over there and just let them beat us. But no, we need to change our mindset and go into every game knowing that we can win.
What about the expectation of being coach's kid? Is there pressure associated with that for you?
Yeah, there definitely is. I get set to a higher standard than everybody. I got to act a certain way compared to everybody else because, I'll hear when I get home.
How do you go about that process, Coach, of trying to leave football on the field and then coming home? Because I'm sure you guys don't want to talk about it, but at the same time, you're like, gosh, do I really want to bring it up here?
Yeah, that's a great question. And what we try to do is, football or baseball's at the field, at the school, and at home, we don't talk about it. So we really don't talk about it that much at
Smart.
home. I mean, we have a little bit, but not very rarely. And we just try. I'm dad at home. I'm coach at school. So that's what we try to do. Now, it doesn't always. Sometimes I need to talk to him a little bit, but typically, that's the way we do it.
Who are some of your inspirations just in the coaching circle? It can be NFL, college, maybe even local high school.
Oh, man, I've been doing this a long time. And so started in high school. I had really good coaches. My head football coach was Bill Cedar was a great coach, and my head baseball coach at Wayndale was Les Sauer, and he was a great coach. And then I went to college, and then I worked one of my first coaching gigs in this area was at Crestline. I worked with Jeff Cole, and he was an outstanding coach. And at that time, I also got to meet the late John DePietro, who's a legend in this area. So I got to meet him and learn from him. And then when I moved to Buckeye, I worked with Mike Tracy. Mike Tracy's an outstanding coach. And then eventually Jason Ratliff and Jeff Niedermeyer and then just the other coaches that I've worked with in other sports. I've worked with Heath Sager, who's a great basketball guy, and so I've tried to take a little bit from every sport because I've coached all baseball, football, and basketball at one time. And try to take everything and try to mold that into what we want to do, doing things the right way. We were at St. Paul today for a 7-on-7, and Coach Livengood, he's a Hall of Famer this year, going to the Hall of Fame, 300 wins. I mean, he helped us when we were in the state finals in 11. Great guy, and I told our kids, we want to be like them. That's what we want to be. Watch how they do things. And so, just as a coach and being, 28 years as being a coach, I just try to steal stuff. That's what you do. You steal stuff from the best, and I'm still learning every day, trying to pick up things every day that we could do better to tell these kids.
What about you players? Is there any quarterback that you like to model your game after?
Probably Joe Burrow. I look up to him a lot. Not as just a quarterback, as a human being. I think he's a great guy. So definitely Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's so icy in his interviews. I love hearing that guy talk. One of the best already in the NFL. Yeah. Any inspirations for you on the field?
Pretty much just all the big time receivers. Just see how they run routes, see how they perform. It's a lot.
And then finally, one last question for you. Just as far as being teammates, you picked these two guys for a reason to come with you tonight. What makes them stand out and be above and beyond on your particular squad?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Derek's was a captain last year, and he'll be a captain this year. We haven't voted for captains yet with everybody else, but Derek's one of the best leaders I've ever coached. I mean, he people follow him, and ever since I've had him coaching him, and then Heath here, he hasn't really been a leader, but this year I've seen him step up, like he mentioned, he has to step up now, and these two guys have led in the locker room, on the field. If we have any kids goofing around, Derek's the first one I talk to. Yeah, hey, let's get this taken care of, and he does. He says, "Coach, it's done. It's taken care of." So that's why I chose these two guys, because they've really stepped up their roles as leaders, as seniors.
Okay, well, that's good to hear that they're good teammates, because they're about to be your teammates, Coach. I'm going to hand you off my phone. We've got it set up. We're going to play a round of Headbands. I just got this app today, and already the players have picked the categories to choose from. So you're just going to click play. And then you'll put it up on your forehead.
Okay, so I'm going to push play right now.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you got 60 seconds.
Turn the other way.
Other way?
Other way. There
Like
you go.
that?
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
Skip.
So, yep, tilt up.
There you go.
Back up.
Okay.
Back up. Skip.
Back up.
Tough ones.
What is that? Skip.
All right.
Sports. What are these sports?
Oh, no.
Skip.
Skip.
Okay, what me and Dirk used to do out in our backyard
We were like
when we were
12.
younger.
Play cornhole.
No. What's in our backyard right now?
Trampoline.
Yes, down. There you go.
Hey, on the board.
Yeah.
During the winter time.
You're going down a mountain.
Skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll get
down.
it to you.
Yeah. All right. It's an animal. It's
Tiger.
really slow.
Bear. Turtle.
Yeah, there you go.
Now we're cooking.
Skip.
5 more seconds.
Yeah, you did the wrong one.
3,
Skip.
2,
Skip.
1.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I think 3 correct answers.
Yeah.
So,
I think-
okay. Give you guys a mini round of applause. A golf clap.
I think the volleyball team's going to do better than us.
Yeah,
coming up
probably.
here.
So we've got a new standard set. At least we're at 3. All right, guys, just probably one more question for each of you before we let you get out of here. This is your senior year, guys, so kind of a last chance at high school glory. Is that something that you're sensing and that you're feeling now that the first actual real practice is coming up here in less than a week?
Yeah, it's unreal that we're finally seniors. It feels just yesterday that we were freshmen, getting bullied by the seniors. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Different sensation for you too, Derricks?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, different feeling, different like smell in the air. You know, I think this is it. One last ride.
And not to rub any salt in the wound, Coach, but looking at your record, I think just one win right now in the Northern 10 for you. Is there a little bit pressure for you just internally, personally, to get a couple of wins in the conference this season?
Yeah, of course. We try to win every game. We try to win every game, and we want to win conference games, absolutely. And we definitely want to do that. And I don't know. We prepare to win every game, and we prepare, and our staff prepares to win every single game. So for me, I think our coaches put in our time, and we put in the time and energy, and our kids practice hard. So I always feel like what happens in the game happens, and I think that our kids do the best they can. I think coaches do the best we can. So I'm a competitor. I'm really, really competitive. So each loss really eats at me. It really does. So we want to win some league games, and I think we have the kids that can do that.
So what are the goals and the expectations that you leaders in the locker room, what are you talking about right now that you guys are going to set the bar at?
Well, we're going to try to go out and just compete every single game. And we know we got tough opponents, but we're going to try to just win as many as we can. That's it. We don't really have a standard, but yeah.
Just to compete as much as possible. I think that's what's important here. We, a lot of tough games, but we can compete.
All right, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys all coming in. Do we have any online submissions for some questions? Before we check out, let's make sure that the interwebs aren't talking to us. All right, Heath Jensen, Chad Jensen, Derek Steen, thank you guys for coming in here. This was so fun and kicking off Coach's Corner the right way. That was a good time. All right.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick commercial timeout. When we come back, we've got the Lady Buckheads volleyball squad in the house. That's right after this on Coach's Corner.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
I'm Austin Fisher.
And I'm Levi Davis.
Join us every other week for our podcast, The Voice of the Village.
Right here on OH.Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH.Report.
Coach's Corner. It is time to bump, set, and spike some action right into your living room or wherever you're watching, your mobile. All you need is the internet, and you can watch all over the galaxy right here on the OH.Report, as well as WBCO and WQEL Facebook. Again, I am Brian Skowronski, but I got some special guests here in the building with me. That's right, the Lady Buckettes. At least 3 members of the volleyball squad are with me. Let's go ahead and meet them, beginning with their head coach. How about Missy McDougal in the house? Hello, Coach.
Hey there. Thanks for having us.
I'm so happy that you could come out today, because I hear that it's storming out right now. Isn't it pretty bad? Or maybe
I don't
not
know.
yet?
It wasn't when we came in.
Heard it might be. All right, and then senior Maya McDougal. What's going on?
It's going good. Everything's going great today.
Yay. It's been a great day. And then Kimmy Biglin also joining us, another senior member. Is your day going as well as
Fabulous.
me?
Fabulous. Great.
Great icebreaker. Well, welcome, ladies. By a show of hands, real quick, who's really enjoying summer right now?
Yes.
Okay, so Coach, and the players are kind of iffy, so I don't know. That's interesting because usually back in my day, I mean, school's out for summer, we went crazy. We threw notebooks up in the air, and we went wild. Well, why is summer a time that you're not really loving so much?
No, I love summer. I don't like to be in school, so I guess I'm just lying. I'm just going to be a liar.
So we're starting off on the right foot here. And what about you?
I'm just working all the time. When I'm not working, I'm doing volleyball, and when I'm not doing volleyball or working, I'm sleeping. So.
Tell us about work. Where do you work at right now?
I work at Coles Distributing. They're a propane tank company. So yeah.
So they trust you with like big bottles of propane?
They do trust me. They also trust me with scary chemicals.
Oh wow! I learned a lot earlier than I thought I would. Well, Missy, give me some insight into your summer program, and what are some valuable activities that you make sure get done kind of this time of year?
I think this year we've spent the month of June mostly doing lifting and some agility work. At Buckeye Central, it's typically a basketball month, so we don't have a lot of contact with our kids. In July, we try to get some playing days in. We use some of our coaching days, and we're heading to a tournament Friday. That will really be we've had a couple scrimmages against a few teams so far, but that'll be our first tournament this year. With Dead Week and Fair Week, makes it a little tough, and with a few vacations. So it's getting close to go time.
Yeah,
we're excited.
It's right around the corner here. So, Maya, tell me, the summer months typically they say are where athletes really take the next step and they get better. What are you doing to make sure that your senior year, that you're at your best performance level yet?
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm always in the weight room. That's like a personal thing for me. But outside of that, like volleyball-wise, I mean, we have our summer liftings, and then we've just kind of, in July, really gotten in gear with practices and stuff. So I'm at those and working hard. At least I try to work hard if I'm making two for that. But yeah, that's pretty much how I'm prepping for the season.
Kimmy, you feel like you're making strides too, and that you're the best version of yourself that can possibly be for volleyball heading into the new year?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Over at Coles Distributing, do they got you picking up big propane tanks?
They got me picking up all the propane tanks.
Just make sure you don't throw those chemicals or anything. Could be
Yeah.
disastrous. Though it worked out for Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
In what ways are you trying to get better in the summer? Aside from the weightlifting, are there little drills or stuff that you can do like at home? Volleyball's a tough one. Of course, you need teammates, you need a net, like a decent sized area. How can you get better maybe just by yourself right now?
On my own, I mean, yeah, there's things you can do at home. You can pass the ball to yourself against the wall. Volleyball is definitely a harder sport to practice on your own because it's not like basketball where you have a hoop to shoot in or something like that. But you can definitely work on ball control, which is probably one of the most important things, considering if you don't have ball control, you're not really making any plays. But I mean, outside of that, me personally, I don't do a lot, but there's definitely things that you can do to make yourself better at home.
Coach, what kind of drills do you tell them that they can do? Okay, yeah, here comes the challenge flag already. What's up? What should she be doing?
She should be doing more, but it's Mia. Kimmy, agree? It's Mia. So I'll just pull it back.
Okay, so she's, for the record, taking her challenge flag back. That was not an official throw. Kimmy, are you a multi-sport athlete?
Yeah, basketball.
So she was just talking about that this is typically like a basketball week right now. So tell me about just like juggling all the different sports during the summertime, and does it feel like there's less of a break for you than you probably wish you had?
Well, this year I'm not doing basketball, but I have done it in the 3 years prior, and I know from my prior experiences that basketball is a lot. It's a big commitment. It's a lot of time that you have to spend. doing practices, camps. I mean, you always are doing something for basketball, especially in the month of June.
But with a program like yours, when you're going to, Elite Eights all the time, you kind of got to put in the work, right? And it pays off.
It's expected.
Are you also a multi-sport athlete? No. So you just get to focus on volleyball? Then Coach, she needs to be doing drills all the time, right?
That's what I say.
Yeah. but it's Mia, like I said. She's doing what she does. All right. Kimmy, tell me about your relationship, you two right here, you two seniors, off the court versus on, and how maybe those all come together, or maybe how they're different.
I think me and Mia have very different personalities, to say the least. Mia is a very sarcastic, outgoing person. I mean, we're similar in the outgoing portion, but she's
Just get a little closer to that microphone.
Okay.
We all want to hear
She's
you.
definitely more sarcastic and outgoing than I am, and she likes to be funny. That's her thing.
Okay.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, that works. Yeah, I would say I'm pretty boring outside of. I don't really do much outside of volleyball, so if you catch me outside of the house, then it's a special day.
Yeah, well, what are some fun? Is there any fun activities that will draw you outside of the house as of now?
Lifting. That's all.
Just lifting. Okay. So beast mode or nothing. Now, Coach, do you have 2 daughters on the team?
I have 3.
3. Oh my goodness. So you got to take me through that. And just, do you love it or is it challenging?
Challenging. It's challenging. I do love it, but it's difficult, right? I think I should learn from Coach Jensen. He sounds like he's got a pretty good line. We don't have that good line established in our house, and a lot of conversations carry over. And Mom doesn't always know very much, or the coach doesn't always know very much, but we make it work. It's fun at the end of the day, but there's definitely challenges throughout the season.
So just leave a little basket by the front door. When you walk in, just leave the volleyball talk here. We'll pick it up when we head back outside the house.
Yeah. And it's all of us. I mean, we're all guilty in some way, but it's tough. It's tough.
All right. Well, obviously you and Mia, you've got a good rapport, or at least you should, right?
Oh,
You know each other pretty good. But let's see how well you guys are all on the same page. So you've got a whiteboard in front of you. I'm going to have you guys pick those up because we don't want your answers to be seen. And the objective here is Missy's going to put down an answer, and we're going to see if you two can get the same exact answer, okay? I got a 5-pack of questions for you. Let's begin right now. What would you say Coach McDougall's favorite saying is that you hear at practice and games? Missy's thinking about it. She's like, what do I say all the time? Her kid's like, this is a simple one.
I'm going to be wrong 100%. It's all right.
And then Kimmy might have just scribbled something out. She's not 100% sure on this one. And do make sure if you have a question, type it in on the Facebook and the YouTubes now. Let us know. All right, is everyone ready?
Oh, yeah.
Almost?
We're good. We're good.
Okay. Coach, go ahead and reveal your answer. Talk. Talk. That's her favorite saying. Just one word, 4 letters. What'd you girls come up with?
Together.
I was actually going to write that.
Together.
See, she already trumped her answer, and I
Close the
technically
block.
am right. Oh, my fault. My fault.
So
Am
now,
I right,
Missy,
Coach?
when you see these other answers, are you thinking to yourself, maybe I have a lot of sayings?
Well, no, actually, I was going to write together, and I was like, they'll never think of that.
What a shame, Mia.
What do you mean? That's all I hear, bro.
So getting off on a great note, but we have time to recover. 4 more to come. Which player on the team takes the most time on their hair before games? Who really spends a lot of time in front of the mirror having some of their girls making sure that they are looking fleek out on the court? All right, Missy,
This
go
is
ahead
tough.
and
I don't
showcase.
know.
She says Mara. Who do you guys think?
Mara.
Mara?
Marin? Yeah.
So
Yep.
different people, of course.
Yeah.
Sisters.
Sister.
Oh, but yeah. Don't fall too far from the tree, like they say with the apples. Okay.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
ding ding. Okay, so you're up
You get a
1-0 for now.
Sweet.
Oh, man.
Still 3 questions to go, Kimmy. So you got time here. Aside from these two right here, who does Coach Missy feel is the hardest working player on the team? Who really gets after it? Coach, who you got? Mara again. So she's got nice hair and a nice work ethic. Mara, okay, so she's
I
all
put
caught
AJ,
up, but
my
what about
fault.
AJ?
I kind of
AJ's definitely a hard worker.
Sorry, my bad.
She works
Shout
hard
out
and has
AJ.
a great attitude
Shout out AJ.
every day. Shout out to AJ.
All right, shout out
And Mara.
AJ and Mara,
She works
two
hard.
hardworking players, and just 2 questions left here. You guys are all tied at 1 apiece. There's no prizes, so there's no pressure. Who would Coach say is the biggest loudmouth on the team?
This is so easy, bro.
And it can be one of these two.
Loudmouth in a good way or a bad way?
I guess I
That's
didn't
important.
decipher.
That's important to decipher.
Should we go with the bad way? Do you
Yeah.
think? Is that,
Yeah.
all right.
We'll all get that.
Marin?
Marin?
Oh, easy slam dunk. So tell me, Marin just constantly jibber jabbering?
Yes.
Marin's. Yep.
They
Marin.
just
We
leave it
love
there.
Marin, but she always has something to say.
To put it easy. To put it
All right,
lightly.
moving on.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No
Moving on
challenge
before
flag
we
here
get
for that one.
canceled by Marin.
All right, so you guys are all tied up going into the final question.
Oh no.
With the game on the line, which player makes Coach most nervous on the floor? That maybe they're going to try to make a spectacular kill from the back line. Oh, she doesn't like this one at
I don't
all.
like that one at all. Say it again.
She's throwing the challenge flag on me.
Uh-oh.
With the game on the line, which player makes you most nervous when they're making a touch?
As in
on the floor?
serving or as in...
Let's go with the serve because I know that's the most crucial part. You got to
That's
get
it.
over the net to at least
All right.
start the point.
You guys ready?
Well, Kimmy, you got one? All right, so Kimmy, me.
Did you put me down too?
All right.
I knew it was
Kimmy
gonna
has
be
all
me.
of our nerves working up with her
I get
serve.
so nervous. It's so funny.
Okay, we feel the same nerves.
Yeah.
That's okay. So you just like start sweating and like
It's
shaking a
not
little
that I
bit.
start. I'm actually kind of sweating right now,
I
but
think we all are. It's a little toasty in here.
I can say there's been multiple times where it's been game point and I missed my serve, and she
Oh.
looks at me before every service and says, "Do not miss your serve." But, yeah, that happens
Nothing
every
like
time.
putting pressure on
It's
her.
not just that in general.
Just
it's kind of
follow
a little bit of
directions,
everything.
kid. Right?
I know. Harder said than done.
Well, it definitely sounds like if we get Buckeye Central volleyball back in the house, Marin might be a good choice to bring on. Might be an interesting player. At least.
It would be interesting.
All right, as we tally up the scores, we do have a tie. So
Okay.
give your
Oh, no.
both
Good game.
a pat on the
Good job,
back.
Mia.
Nice job.
Is that 5?
Oh, that was 5. Yeah.
sweet.
Went
You
by
made it.
what a breeze, right?
Yeah.
Oh, let's start with the players here. Continue the conversation. Are you the only 2 seniors on the team?
There's 3 of us.
3
Yeah.
of you. So what type of responsibilities then fall on your shoulders when there's that few 12th grade, top of the heap type of players?
A lot of the girls are younger than us. A lot of sophomores and juniors, I feel like. I feel like you just gotta take time to get to know them and like spend time with them. I feel like the more time, especially since last year, the more time I spent like talking to them, getting to know them, the closer our bond got, and the easier it is to communicate on the court.
Yeah, I would agree with that for the most part. I think leading is obviously what gives your team a chance of success. So without a strong leader, you're not going to have any success. So yeah, building off the court relationships, and a lot of us are related, so kind of have that naturally.
Sure.
But I mean, we're all friends pretty much. So a lot of the girls in the program are close friends with us, so they're constantly at our house, and but we're all pretty close for the most part.
Yeah, I'm sure you love that, don't you, Coach? Your players, you can't get rid of them. You see them at practice, and then they're at your house afterwards.
I do. I love it when they're there. I know they're not in trouble, right?
Hey, fair point there.
I really don't worry about that part of it, though. But it is great to see them around, see them getting along, and just building those relationships that are crucial to being successful on the court.
And when you're at a small school like Buckeye Central, how much value is it in having a couple of seniors that you know you can rely on to deliver a message, whether it's a positive one or sometimes they got to relay the hard message?
Well, I think it's important, and we're going to rely on these guys to be leaders this year. We're a young team again, and we got 3 seniors and 1 junior, so we're going to rely a lot on these guys to keep everybody in line.
Also at the small school, like you said, that not a lot of turnover, so that actually must be kind of nice, right? Where you're not having to replace like 7, 8, 9 seniors, usually just a few.
Yeah, we did that a few years ago. We had to replace 6 seniors, and that's why last year was probably one of Buckeye's worst years record-wise in a long, probably ever. So we have a lot to build on this year because a 500 record at Buckeye in volleyball really isn't acceptable. And these guys have taken upon themselves to put in the work, and we took our lumps last year to grow for this year, and I'm excited to see what these guys can do.
Aside from some of your older players, who's a couple of stud, maybe freshmen or sophomores that you think we're going to learn their name once the season gets rolling along?
We have a couple sophomores this year that both played last year. Marin, she's our setter, and Adrian Jury. The growth that I've seen from last year to this year for her is really going to help us significantly. And she's really jumping well. She's hitting the ball much better, and I'm really excited to see what those two can do. Elise Seifert's a sophomore this year. We're going to rely on her, to fill a spot for us. So we're excited to watch. And then we got a new player this year. She's the other senior, Ella Steele. She hasn't played in a few years, so we're excited to have her. And then of course Mara. She's a junior, not an underclassman, but really excited. Last year she played at about 75% because of a surgery she had, but we're really excited to see what she's going to be able to do this year playing full go.
Well, first team all Northern 10 selection last year for you. Where do you feel like you need to improve this year to, if not get there again, be the player of the year in the conference?
Well, I think I just really need to have a lot more consistency in general. I mean, there was a lot of balls last year, especially hitting, I guess I would say, where I would just kind of lob them over. I need to just work on making solid contacts and pretty much finishing the ball, not just keeping it in play. I mean, not keeping it in play, but putting a end to the play, so getting a point for the team with a good execution of the ball.
And for you, Kimmy, do you put expectations on yourself or set individual goals like I would like to be a first team all N10 selection type of thing?
Yeah, 100%. I think every day I kind of set goals for myself. I want to go and walk in practice and have a good practice and want to make those corrections that I know I need to make and just stay focused on what I can do and apply those in games and, like Mia said, execute and get points.
I talked to you a little bit about off the floor. Talk to me about your roles on the floor because you kind of play like similar positions, right? So how do you guys go about, I guess, utilizing each other when you're out there?
Yeah, so this year I'm playing middle front and middle back. So my role is pretty much, I'll be all over the floor. That's kind of, I guess, how I operate. But, I mean, blocking, hitting will obviously be part of my biggest role. Passing. So kind of everything, and then I guess you have to work with the whole entire team to be able to successfully do any of those roles. So that's kind of what I guess I'll be doing on the court this year.
And if you will just like expand on the continuity that you two have playing with each other for your whole lives, I would assume, or at least a long time?
Yeah, we've been playing together for probably 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 5. We've known each other, yeah.
For a long time, 5.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like you kind of know where she's going to be on the floor on given plays?
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's not super complicated.
No,
I mean,
it's easy to understand once you've been doing it for a while.
Definitely. How much should I do that?
And finally, before we get to our next game, we have a very popular intern named Keaton Cooper. In his very first ever OH.Report interview was Buckeye Central Volleyball. A, do you guys remember that? And B, do you know him and do you love him?
Keaton's a good homie, and love you, Keaton.
How does everybody know him? He really is the homie of all homies. I cannot believe every school we go to, he just gets shout-outs, and I'm like, you're 16, how do you know so many people?
I don't know him, but...
Yes, you do.
You probably do.
I guess I do.
You just don't know it.
Yes, I do.
He's like that Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees of separation. All right, guys, let's move on here, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to play a game of generational trivia that we're calling Boomers versus Zoomers, all right? And what it's going to be popular things from Coach McDougal's senior year of high school, which I'm told 1992?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. So these are going to be trivia questions from 1992 just for the players. We'll see how many you can get right. All right, girls. In the popular 1992 movie A League of Their Own, which actor plays the coach?
Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates is a rapper, ma'am.
Who?
I don't know.
There's the generational difference.
I have no names. I don't even
Yeah, that shows you everything you need to know about this game, right?
Actors, like,
Me neither.
I think he's widely considered like maybe the best actor.
Kevin Hart.
Tom Hanks is the answer. Do you guys know who Tom Hanks is?
I've heard of him, but
I've heard of him.
not familiar.
I would have known that.
Question 2 might be a good idea. Who is the most popular late night TV host who would be replaced by Jay Leno in that year? So this was the late night host for years and years and years, like the 70s, 80s, 90s. He was the king.
No idea. He has a random name, but it's not going to be right.
Yeah.
It's a simple name. You guys got any guesses
Steve
you want to throw out there? It wasn't Steve. Shoot. Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson. Never heard of him?
I've never heard of him.
Run a YouTube search. He's pretty good. Man, I didn't realize how long ago 92 was.
92 is a long time ago.
It's a long time ago.
All right, question 3. What was the most popular way to listen to music in 1992?
Oh, the big radio boombox things.
Cassette tape.
No, it's what came after the cassette tape.
A record.
I think the record was before the cassette.
Oh boy.
Earbuds. MP3
Mom
player.
may have a couple.
Um,
Gosh, that's already too many
A
guesses.
little box. you
Called a
listen to music with.
compact disc,
CDs.
aka a CD.
Oh.
oh, come on.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They look like a DVD except for it was just for music.
I know what it's.
Okay, 0 for 3.
Not bad, though.
That's all right. All right, question 4. Skateboard legend Tony Hawk founded his now iconic skateboard company in 1992 called what?
Fans.
Nope.
I don't think about skateboarding.
The skateboard company. I don't know.
It's called Birdhouse Skateboards.
I didn't know that either.
Oh,
So don't feel bad.
Okay, I have faith in you guys on this one, okay?
Let's
Because I think the show's still on.
Let's just get
Let's
one
go.
question right.
Question
this one
5.
time.
MTV debuted their first ever reality TV show about 7 strangers living in a house called what?
Oh, no.
I think they still do it. Coach, you got to know this one, right?
What's it
remember it,
start
but I
with?
can't
Can
think of the
yeah.
name.
This is the true story of 7 strangers picked to live in a house.
When things stop getting nice.
They start getting... Oh, shoot.
No idea.
Blanked out.
They do a bunch of challenges now,
I
I
know what
think.
you're talking about. Big Brother.
I think that's a CBS show. I'm afraid it's called The Real World.
Real world.
I've
Real
never heard of
World.
I've never heard of that either.
See, I grew up watching that, so I'm familiar. All right, we got to get one. We can't quit till we get one. All right, here it is. In 1992, Team USA men's basketball won a gold medal in dominating fashion at the Barcelona Summer Games and earned what nickname for the team?
Come on. Come on.
There's lots of documentaries about it. Michael Jordan played
Michael
on the
Jordan.
team.
Come on.
It's the name of the team?
No, he was
The
on the
nickname
team.
of the team.
What
They
they call
had Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Did we get one? Oh, do we get the buzzer? Ding, 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 ding.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's see if we can keep it rolling.
Okay.
Question 7. What movie is the character Hannibal Lecter from that won the Oscar for Best Picture in 92? Hannibal Lecter, the guy who eats people's faces.
Oh.
The Terminator.
I think actually Terminator 2 came out in 92, so you're close or somewhere in there. But it's not.
Oh my gosh. Is it... Okay, this is going to sound really dumb, but is it Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, but close. That's Leatherface is that character. Hannibal Lecter is from Silence of the Lambs.
Never heard of
You don't want
Never heard of
let
it.
them
Never
watch
heard of
that. Good call.
No idea.
All right, question 8. Bill Clinton won the 1992 presidential election. Who served as president of the U.S. during the previous term?
Mia, you should know this.
I should, but I don't.
So who was the president before Clinton took office?
Mia.
No idea.
Would it be... No, would it be Kennedy?
That Kennedy was like in the
No,
60s, I
Not
think.
quite.
I'm not good with numbers.
Ronald Reagan.
Much closer. He was in the 80s.
I have no idea.
Little
I think Reagan was before this guy.
Bush.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Would that...
But which Bush?
Don't ask me which Bush.
George H.W. Bush. So we'll give
That's
we'll give
close.
him that
That's
one.
pretty good.
It only got 3 blessed. It works. It works. All right, just 2 more. What popular children's TV show starring dinosaurs made its debut on PBS?
Oh,
One of them's
I
a
know
big
this.
Barney.
Yeah.
I love
There we
Barney.
go. Barney and Friends. Last but not least,
Barney's my guy.
I think you can get this one too. Name the animated Disney movie that grossed the most money of any in 1992. It's about a street rat and a princess and
Jasmine.
a tiger. That's the princess, but what's the name of the movie?
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
All right, they got it. So did we get what, 3 or 4?
Wow. You You were so
After a slow start, it really worked out
That
great.
was pretty
Here we
pathetic
go. How about
performance.
this?
We're so dumb.
How about Keaton Cooper sending in a picture of his face? So that's reminded.
That's
Coach,
Keaton,
you know
okay.
that face. Come on.
Probably
All right. All right. So you've set the standard now for the generational trivia. So thank you guys. We'll let all
Pathetic
the other
performance
Crawford
on our
County
end,
schools
so
try to catch
we
up.
can-
Studying, Mia.
No, we don't.
All right. Maybe just one more question for each of you. It's been a long night in here. All right. So, Missy, let's talk about the landscape of the N10. You were in the middle of the pack last year. I mean, you openly admitted, like, not up to your guys' standards.
Correct.
Where do you feel like you fall this season?
My goal, and I think our team's goal, should be to win the N10. I think Cary probably will be picked by most to win. We split with Cary last year, and I think they lost a few more girls than we did. So my expectation is we can compete with them. One of the things I always preach to the girls is you got to believe. You got to believe you can win if you're going to win. I think Mohawks, they're always tough. Hoover does a great job over there coaching the girls, and they seem to replace 6-footers. Like, I don't know how they do it. So, they're going to be tough. But yeah, I mean, Seneca East is going to be solid. Bucyrus will still, I think they'll have a few more wins again this year. But my expectation is for these girls to come out every night, compete, play hard, and to win the N10.
I love it. Yeah, she was talking about all the 6-footers that somehow emerge out of the cornfields in Mohawk. How nice is it that Emily Klopp has graduated and you don't have to deal with that monster anymore? Because she really was, she was pretty big time.
Yeah. Yeah. Love Emily, but I'm glad to see her not across the net from me when I play. That's all I got to say.
A little bit of a height difference, right?
Oh, just a little bit, yeah. Maybe a couple inches.
Yeah, I would look up to her when I would interview her.
About a foot. Difference.
Oh, yeah. Probably literally actually a foot if we're talking about.
Yeah, you're going to hold things up.
So Coach says the team goal should be to win the N10. I got to imagine you guys aren't preaching anything different in the locker room, right?
Yeah, I mean, that is obviously the goal since that's been kind of the standard in the past, and last year was not, we were not up to par, but I mean, we're looking to regain that title this year, so.
And then, Coach, just one more question for you. I know that you have a really challenging non-conference schedule. Tell me why that's so valuable for you, and who are some of the matchups that you really look forward to outside of the N10?
Outside of the N10, of course, Monroeville has to be that top one every year. I mean, let's face it, they've owned us the last, I don't know how many years. And this year, I would like to think we're gonna change that. That's the goal. Besides Monroeville, we always play Galion. That's a nice county rivalry. I think that they've had a solid program the past few years, as we've had a good program as well. This year it's changing a little bit. We're going to see them down at the St. Henry tournament. That tournament's always a super challenging tournament for us to go down. St. Henry, talking about 6-footers, I think they've got about 6 girls 6 foot plus. They're huge, so that just creates a challenge for us in and of itself, because our tallest person is Kimmy at 5'8", 5'9", 5'10".
Oh, she's growing.
5'10". That's really pushing it with really Air Maxes on.
Wow.
But and we'll also see Newark Catholic down there.
Right.
Newark Catholic lost to Monroeville in the state semis. So the goal, and then Bellevue. We picked up Bellevue this year, who's
Nice.
picked to win their division in the SBC. So, we're going to challenge ourselves this year. If we want to go far in tournaments and get out of districts, we need to see these kind of teams, day in and day out. And that's kind of the goal this year, is to compete against the best, to try to be the best.
Well, here on the OH.Report, we're always rooting for you girls. We're definitely going to be over in New Washington checking out a couple of matches. So best of luck as you wind out the summer, and continued success here, and get back to the top of the heap where you belong in the Northern 10.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Our pleasure. The Buckettes of Buckeye Central Volleyball with us here tonight. We had the football team in the house as well, and this is just episode 1. You're going to see every team from Crawford County this season, as well as Northmore, a new team into the mix starting next week. Got to give a special shout out to Pizza Hut of Galion and Bucyrus, because let's face it, no one out-pizzas the Hut, right?
That's right.
I mean, I think we all got down on some earlier. It's
Yes,
always
thank
delicious. So big shout out to them, and shout out to you for watching. Make sure you catch us next week, live and free, right here on Coach's Corner.